But let's get to Jay-Z. Ladies and gentlemen, everything I say is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I don't have any smoking gun on Jay-Z, but Jay-Z, y'all, man, Rockefeller Records. Jay-Z is now being sued in a civil lawsuit of graping a 13-year-old in the year 2000. Backstage, underage adolescents, how you doing? Fine. She replied, hindsight, I like to do the wild thing. Action took place. Hey, kind of wet. Don't forget the J, the I, the M, the Y, yo. I need a body bag. Here's the thing, man. This industry has always been steeped in this type of behavior. Whether legitimately, whether they're praying to the nanny goat and making deals, this industry has been right with this type of activity. Not that I'm defending it, but this is commonplace activity. Men in this industry get money. They always are centered around young women. There are many, many cases that people don't know about, payoffs that have happened. There are women that volunteered to be there. I read you a story about women that were on tour buses of rock stars at 14 and 15, leaving high school and ditching their parents. Yes, they had two-parent households, and they were going on a tour bus to get fucked. Now, Jay-Z, people have been wanting to know if Jay-Z is going to be probably accused of some of these details. And here's his first accusation. And it's sad because, you know, people are praying and praying on people's downfall. In fact, if they committed a criminal act, yeah, I guess they should be held accountable for it if there's significant proof. In this case, what you need to know about Jay-Z is, according to a report, Jay-Z's real name is Sean Carter, was accused in a lawsuit filed Sunday of graping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 alongside Puff Daddy. The anonymous accuser, Jane Doe, alleged that the assault occurred after a MTV Video Music Award after party. Again, I got to ask, how did a 13-year-old get to a Video Music Award after party? Again, if you grew up in Southern California, you know. The lawsuit, originally filed in October against Combe, was refiled to include Carter, Mr. Jay-Z. NBC News has reached out to the reps for both men, but no comment have been made. We're going to get to the attorney in the case because this does involve a specific attorney. So let's talk about that. It's not the lead attorney. Shout out to the lead attorney. All right, but it has to do with this attorney. So that you guys know. The attorney who filed this case in October and has refiled it to include Jay-Z is Tony Buzbee. Now, this should be, I wouldn't say a red flag already, but this is, yeah, you know, this guy is basically the biggest, well, I won't say nothing because the ninja be trying to come after me. But Tony Buzbee is the attorney who first had the 40-50 women against Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun Watson, this is where he probably made most of his bag. All right, he was a big-time person even before that. He was friends with the Houston, Texas owner when Deshaun Watson wanted to, hold out his contract for a year. And then the case came up with Deshaun Watson. He came up with 11 women to prosecute him, and they got a big paper bag from Deshaun Watson. All right, they got a bag from Deshaun Watson. Also, Tony Buzbee did become prominent in the Diddy case because he put up a phone number for Diddy witnesses to contact him. Let me see if I can pull this up just so you can see here. Phone number for Diddy victims to jump on the case. A hotline. Here it is right here. So Tony Buzbee did this. Remember this guy right here? Okay. All right. So he specifically goes after these type of people, right? This is his service. This is what he does. He has a Diddy hotline. If you've been a victim of Diddy, call this hotline. So just so you guys know, to be fair, this is the person going after Jay-Z. All right. So it's not a new attorney. It's not a new case. It's not a woman that showed up and was like, hey, this happened to me. This was a woman that accused Diddy initially, and then they refiled to include Jay-Z. Just so you guys know, I'm trying to be fair in this situation here, and I'm also trying to protect myself. But it says right here, attorney Tony Buzbee, that's a tongue twister, who filed the suit, has also not commented. Buzbee has recently filed multiple assault and rape lawsuits against Combs and also Deshaun Watson. This is his first involvement involving another high-profile defendant. That's false. All right, they got that wrong. He was against Deshaun Watson as well. So that's false. In here, the accused in the lawsuit says this. We're going to get down to the dirty details of what happened there. We actually have the after party of an MTV award. It's a federal lawsuit, not a criminal lawsuit. So we know the difference between there. Carter called the allegations idiotic in a lengthy statement. We're going to review his statement Sunday evening and allege that Buzbee was engaging in unprofessional behavior. Is this Jay-Z's attorney? Okay, this is Jay-Z's statement. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Now, they won't do that. All right, because maybe the statute of limitations have expired, but if it happened in New York, they may be able to do it. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Who would not agree? Carter said in a statement to NBC News, these alleged victims who deserve real justice. If that was the case, a spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office declined to comment on whether the office is pursuing the case. Buzbee has filed several lawsuits in the recent month. All of the women have had their name withheld, accusing Combs of assault and rape. This is the first assault in which he has named another high-profile defendant. In a statement, legal reps for Combs called the suit shameless publicity stunts designed to extract payments from celebrities who fear having lies spread about them, just as lies has spread about Mr. Combs. And they had another statement that I don't care about. All right, but Combs has criminal charges against him. Jay-Z does not at this particular point. And let's see here. Jay-Z also says, you have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. Carter added in the statement, I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play those type of games here, sir. We have a very strict code of honor. We protect our children. New world order. The lawsuit claims that in the year 2000, when Doe was 13, Combs and Carter raped her at a holiday party after the MTV Music Awards. The lawsuit says a friend dropped her off at the Music Awards at Radio City Music Hall. She did not have a ticket, and she approached various limousine drivers to try to gain access to the show or an after party.
Oh, the humanity.
Now, gentlemen, what were you doing at 13? Ninja, I was playing baseball in a parking lot, basketball, 21, collecting upper deck baseball cards, playing Tecmo Bowl. All right, that's the shit I was doing. Allegedly, you got a free 13-year-old running around here under MK Ultra sex kidding programming, under CIA programming, running around Radio City Music Hall with multiple celebrities, knocking on limousine doors, trying to get into award shows. How did she get there? Well, it is New York. You can get there anywhere. All right, but that's how she's doing it? Okay. I was watching the World Wrestling Federation, for real. I was watching the Undertaker start his streak. All right, I was trying to snip my finger down my homeboy's sister's pants, right? Trying to get a little of that ooh la la. Wait. I'm trying to get my first finger fuck. Ooh la la. Trying to get a first piece of stank on your finger, like our first bit of pootie tang on our finger, like That's what we was doing at 13. That's what we was doing at 13, bruh. I was watching Dino Bravo and Hulk Hogan wrestle. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let me stop. People are leaving. They're saying this is reprehensible out here.
How dare you?
All right. Anyway, let's get back to the thing here. All right, here we go right here. Sorry. We're responding to the video. One driver, the lawsuit says, told her that he worked for Diddy and that she fit what Diddy was looking for.
Oh, the humanity.
All right. He invited her to the party after the show and told her to return to his car later in the evening after he transported Jay-Z and Combs. Later, the driver picked her up, the suit says, and after 20 minutes, they arrived at a White House with a U-shaped driveway, the suit says. She had to sign a document she believed was a non-disclosure agreement on arrival. A 13-year-old signing a document and did not receive a copy. Okay. She didn't receive a copy to enter the party, which the suit says was filled with celebrities and people doing marijuana and coca. Let's see what she did. She was offered a drink that made her feel woozy. By the way, this could have happened, by the way. This could have happened. All right, she was offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down. I mean, this is what they're alleging Diddy did. The suit says she went into the room to rest. Shortly afterward, the suit says Combs and Carter entered the room, with Combs saying, "You are ready to party." That's when she alleged Carter removed her clothes, held her down, and raped her while Combs and an unnamed female celebrity watched. She said Combs also raped her as Carter and the woman looked on. The suit says that she was able to resist by being forced to perform oral on Diddy by hitting him in the neck and that he stopped. After the alleged assault, the suit says she grabbed her clothes and left. All right, she got out of there. She made her way to a gas station where she called her father, it says. The abuser is seeking unspecified damages. The lawsuit is filed under the New York Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence and Protection. Carter, Jay-Z, says, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I have to sit down and talk to our children, one of whom is the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these crimes and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence." He also says, "Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake psychics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me. That, if not for the seriousness surrounding harms to kids, would be laughable." That's Jay-Z's statement related to this particular case. All right, now, let's go down the rabbit hole just a little bit for people who want to go down to the conspiracy theory side of things.
New world order.
This is the first allegation against Sean Combs, so far so good. I know a lot of people think Foxy Brown is going to come out against him. It was in recent months recently that she said, "Keep my name out of your mouth in regards to Diddy. I had nothing to do with it. I was a minor when I met Jay-Z. He wrote my entire album, all right, word for word, and I sung it word for word, bar for bar. I would never engage in any type of activities related to this." I do have a photo of the scene here that I might want to show here. We're going to go down a rabbit hole, so bear with me. I mean, I got to get my bearings here. There is a photo that was sent to me that might be related to this case, or is it on my other computer? Apparently, it's on my other computer. Let me see if I can pull this up. Maybe it is. All right, so my other computer here. So it might be maybe possibly from the scene of the incident. We don't know. And everything I say is alleged, just so you guys know. I don't have any proof or evidence that anything despicable has actually happened between these two human beings. All right, I have the photo. Why is it over here? All right, why is it over here? All right, so what I will have to do is I could airdrop the mother. All right, hold on for a second. Let me see what I would have to do to send it over here. All right, you know what I would have to do? I would have to send it over by email. All right. All right. Because I don't have Wi-Fi set on my computer. Bear with me. I'm a professional here. All right. I'm doing a professional operation. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty of this bullshit against Jay-Z. All right. We'll do it live too. Bear with me.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
All right. So let me see here. We're going to eat. We got a snail mail email it to myself. All right. All right, let's see here. Make sure I don't send it to the wrong individual. All right, but I'll pull it up right here live on the CGA show. Apparently a video has been floating around. A picture has been floating around of what's going on here. CGA's on the case. We'll go down the rabbit hole right here. All right, CGA technology with CGA. All right. Give me a second. All right, so here we go right here. We got an image here that I have not. This is not my image. I don't own this image here. Apparently, this image is floating around the interwebs. There's the image there. I didn't do it here. Apparently, I don't know what. Here it is right here. You guys see it on your screen. I don't know when this took place. Anybody know who the picture is? Apparently, I see some, I see Diddy, I see Jigga, and I see a nigga, and I do see a woman's face circled. Is that J-Lo? Who is that right there? I don't know who is that. I can't see. Hold up for a second. Let's take that off the screen for a second.
Oh, the humanity.
I don't know the date of that photo there. I don't know. Was that J-Lo? I don't know what's going on there. Did anybody see what? Right. It's just like right there. I don't know, man. This could be doctored. This could be AI footage right there. I don't know what the hell's going on in this. What the hell? Oh my God. No way. All right. Having a party. They having a party there. There was a party there. I don't know where that party is. It looks like it's all consensual. The woman looks alive. I don't think she's running to the gas station. That wasn't that day. Having a party. Everybody see. That's AI because I see Diddy looks like he looks now and Jay-Z looks like he looks in the year 2000. You see that? Well, maybe. I don't know. Having a party. All right. Anyway, that's AI. How dare they do that? Again, everything I say is alleged. Let's give this another try here. Apparently what they're trying to say is this woman on Twitter, and they're trying to build this case against Jay-Z for no reason. Like, do we have evidence that he's been with another woman underage? We don't have evidence of this. Okay, why they want Jay-Z to go down? Why they want another black man? Why they want another black man to go down? Apparently, this woman is Miss Facto on Twitter. She says, so I went down a rabbit hole with this whole Jay-Z and Diddy thing. And it says, never thought ever that this man could be a predator. But what do I know? Crazy things that I found out. This is a thread here. And apparently this is Jay-Z in the year 2007 admitting that he met Beyonce when she was just 16 years old in 1997 and started dating around 1999.
When you went into the studio to make this album, American Gangster, there was a buzz about you. Jay-Z's back. He's creating music.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to get involved. People that hadn't been with you for a while, like Diddy.
Yeah.
Comes to you and wants to be the executive producer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you look at him and say, man, you
can't executive produce an executive producer.
Now, what'd you say to him? What was the
That's what I said. You can't executive produce executive producer. But he said, man, you're the greatest, all right? But even Michael Jordan had a coach.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he's great.
And you listened to him.
Yeah. What happened was I was going in the house. I was right in front of my house. And I got this phone call from him. He was like, come by the studio. And I'm like, man, I'm looking at the door, and I'm like, I could just go in the house and be done with it. But I'm one of them people that believe everything happens for a reason. Right. He called me. He's never called me to come to the studio before.
Not ever in your life?
Mm-mm. So I pull away from my house. I head over to the studio. I get there. He's playing all these lush samples and all this 70s soul music, which relates straight to the movie, because that's the backdrop for this album that I made is set against these soul samples, these things that I've heard growing up. So he's playing all these records, and they're amazing. And I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm putting the Hitman back together. He got LV and Sean C., his whole group. Right. And I'm like, but what are you doing all this type of music? Because it was the music that I needed. It was the exact music that, I envisioned in my mind. And he was like, man, I have nobody to give it to. Biggie's not here, and I can't give these to just anybody. And I was like, well,
He thought somebody who had biggest power needed,
Yeah.
and you were the one that he thought worthy of it.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, give me all. I said, what do you do with this music? That's the best part. I said, what do you do with this music? He said, man, I just play it in my house and I just run around with my socks on.
Oh, the humanity.
So you take it.
So I took these tracks, it's like 30 of them, by the way, it's 30 of them. Then I just start picking apart the best ones, and we just start working from there, you know? He didn't executive produce the album, but he was right there. I gave him associate producer credit, you know? And he was very instrumental in the album because he made the foundation to which all the other producers produce into. Because, you know, I would play it for the producers, say, it has to fit in this. It has to sound like this. Sonically, it has to have this sound on it. And the great thing about Puff, what I really realize is he's a great producer. I've always known this, but it brought me back to
Some
that
people
time.
think that's what he does best. He thinks that's what he does best.
I think that's what he does
He
best.
does think that's what he does
It
best.
made me realize that he's not a good producer. He's a great producer. And he's produced Ready to Die and Life After Death and Mary J. Blige's album, Jodeci's album. And, you know, I start getting these tracks back, and I'm like, who's doing this? Like, you know, like and he's a director. He's like, it's like Motown over there in my studio. I got horn sessions. I mean, the things that he added after the lyrics was on it. You had to hear the bare tracks. The bare tracks were great tracks, but what he added after it made it a movie and made it complete.
And what was
And
the
we were
relevance
always-
of Big? Because you and I can talk about him, and I know a bit about him, but what was his...
Such a charismatic, charming, incredible storyteller, likable guy. Like he's forever loved by hip hop. That's it. It's Biggie.
Because...
It's just the
All
way
the
he
stuff you
was.
just
His
said.
honesty, his brutal honesty, you know, black and ugly as ever. However, I stay coochie down to the socks. You know, like he can do that like a Richard Pryor he was in that way, where he can make fun of himself, you know, and he was just such a charismatic person. And we've had that in common for a while, but we always was competitive with each other as well. You know,
every way, in fashion and music.
Fashion, music, we all in the same
public
business.
role.
We all in the same field. So
Yeah.
we competitive, but friendly competitors even along the way. Like when he won a fashion award, you know, I sent him the presents. So we would send each other presents and
What
things
did you
like
send
that.
him?
I would do stuff like I'll send him cigars and Patron on the red carpet. I make sure when he got on the red carpet, you know, somebody came and gave him some, you know, fresh
you're not
Cuban
trying to-
cigars. No, I'm not trying to show him up. Really, just
but
really
you're not
like.
trying to top him in toys either, are you?
No. We more so just being competitive. Not even so I'm better than you, just better moves, like the execution of something. You
Oh, the humanity.
Okay, all right. That had nothing to do with Beyonce. All right, that was interesting. They're giving each other presidents. Okay, here we go right here. Apparently, Beyonce had a history of occasional slips here. This is her, says when it came to recalling the age of their first courtship. Over the years, she has mentioned 17, 18, and 19, depending on the interview. They're trying to attach that. She definitely met Jay-Z when she was just a 16-year-old girl, which a lot of people didn't realize that Destiny's Child was a teenage band. All right, a lot of people didn't because they presented themselves as mature. Now, when you go back and unroll the Destiny Child story, they were a kids band, and then they eventually kind of matured early as women, and you know were provocative, and they didn't do the candy pop. They didn't do the Candy Girl album. All right, they presented themselves like mature women when they were teenagers.